Hello, everyone, and welcome. Happy Friday evening to all of you who are tuning in. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to Epic Games for sponsoring the stream. So, how are you guys? How are you all? You had a good week. It's Friday. It's the end of the working week, and I hope you're all doing well. I hope you managed to catch up on the other two Alan Wake mystery unboxings that we did. We are going to be diving into the third one today, the third and final one. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. I'm here in good old Cardiff, UK, in Wales. So yeah, get in the chat, get involved, give the video a like as well. So you'll see that I've got my board today, got my board out. So I'm not going to spoil it. So we're going to turn this board. Everything's on the back. We're going to turn this board around, and we're going to speak about it a little bit afterwards. So we can come up with some theories, come up with some thoughts and stuff like that. But we've got another pre-recorded segment we're going to watch today. This one's about 41 minutes long, so it's a bit of a longer one. I did edit it down quite a bit, but there was a lot of evidence to get through. So I hope you guys are enjoying. So we've got people in from India, from Nigeria, Canada, Slovenia, from the UK, so South Africa. Yeah, we're playing you in the rugby tomorrow. That's going to be good. England playing South Africa in the rugby, so that'll be good. Yeah, so what we're going to do is, without further ado, in the US as well. Without further ado, guys, we're going to crack on. We're going to get in with this video, and hope you guys enjoy. And I will see you on the other side. Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Alan Wake 2 mystery. Now we are diving into the third mailer box today. Oh, hang on. There you go, got my badge on. Anyway, massive thank you to Epic Games for sponsoring this video. This has been a really cool investigation so far. So in the last one, we uncovered a lot of evidence that we managed to place upon our board. I've given it a bit of a rejig because I'm not sure what kind of evidence we're going to have in this next box, which is here. I've got my coffee, so I think we're ready to just smash straight into this and crack on. We'll do a quick recap of what we did last time. You'll remember that my light broke last week. So I sourced another one, which is actually a lot better. So if we turn the lights off, ooh, look at this. We can see things a lot better. I'm not sure whether it's too bright for this camera here, but we'll have a look. So basically, we got letters from Stacey Marrow, basically pertaining to the investigations that we were doing. They weren't too important, but we needed to shed light on the mysterious occurrences and the murders of Wendy Davis and Ted Lane. So we're going to elaborate further on that today. There's Wendy and there's Ted's missing poster. Okay, we got this letter as well. Now this letter has a weird symbol on it at the bottom, so I'm not sure whether this was in like an FBI agent or anyone else like that, but they slipped it into the box, the FBI big blue box. So again, I'm not entirely sure who wrote it and who left it. I'm starting to think, because I looked at some of the footage from the early gameplay from Alan Wake, and it looked like cultists were wearing deer masks. So I think that may be the mask of a cultist instead. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure what the footprints are on crime scene number 2 for Wendy's murder. But anyway, I'm just going to check I trimmed these down. I'm just going to check I put the newspaper articles and oh shoot. I put the newspaper clippings on each corner of the board pertaining to the right person, but I cut off the advertising bits because I don't know whether there's any hidden messages. So let's have a quick look first, see if we can see any hidden. Oh look, we've already found one. It says here, see that number there? Ring around 348. Okay, so I guess we'll start. That's a good start. Well, I guess we'll start by putting that on our board. So I guess to save space, I guess we'll just tear this. Keep that safe in case we do need it. Also, I found this. It's an article which basically states, could you be an Oh Dear Diner mascot? And it states that Oh Dear Diner actually has 2 locations. one in Bright Falls, which we visited in Alan Wake 1, and then in the town of Watery, there's another one. They have 2 locations. I don't know whether that will come into any relevance. But anyway, so we've got 348. We found a code. 348. Found a code 348. So I'm going to pop that on the board. Let's put it there. I don't know who it pertains to. Ooh. Look at this. We've got a lockbox. Evidence found in the dumpster next to the victim for a Percy Wolf. So we've got a third victim. It's got a code. So I wonder if the 348. Should we have a look? So if we do 348, let's see if it is. That's the code. All right, so we'll leave that for in a minute. We'll look at what we've got in the box first. Okay, so let's read Stacey's letter. That's the first thing we need to do. I've received urgent correspondence from above regarding the cold cases you're working on concerning Bright Falls residents Ted Lane and Wendy Davis. A third body has recently been discovered in the area, a man named Percy Wolf, who was reported missing in 2010. More details can be found in the attached case files. I've also included evidence connected with Wolf's case, including a menu from the Oh Dear diner found by his corpse. A box was found at the scene which is locked with a 3-digit code. Agents in more senior positions simply do not have the time to decipher the code now due to more pressing matters. Also included a dictaphone recordings from a local bird watcher who has recently been reported missing. It details their movements after they were last seen alive. Bright Falls case now takes a significant level of your time, rookie. Drop everything else. You are to make this your first and only priority. Continue with your work and explore the evidence again just in case we have missed anything. Your case board suggests there may be a tentative link between Lane and Davis's deaths. Without a more concrete link though, the FBI is unable to act and investigate further. Solving Wolf's murder may be the missing piece we need to send our agents to Bright Falls. If you find any solid links between the deaths at all, rookie, then you must email me the proof at the following address. smarrow@federalbranchofinspections.com. Sincerely yours, Supervisory Special Agent Stacey Marrow. Okay, cool. The FBI weren't able to find the code, but I was. But we were. So take that, FBI. Anyway, so this says dictaphone charging cable and dictaphone manual. So this is from a local bird watcher. Okay. Let me just scan this and see if there's any stuff on it. Nothing. No. Okay. That can go. Anything on these? Anything on the box? I don't think there's anything on the box. Okay. So this is the charging cable. Let's open the case file first. Let's see what we've got in here. Let's get rid of the box. It's taking up a lot of space on the desk. Anything under here? You know what they did last time? They like to trick me. Okay, there's nothing else. Let's just have a little scan of the packaging to make sure we've got nothing untoward. So this is what we've got. We've got our evidence box. We've got a charging cable. Nothing on there. It talks about mortgages in Bright Falls. Mortgage rates falling. Clay's Clam House. No. Okay, there's nothing else. All right. So let's start, I guess, with looking at this one. This is evidence found in the dumpster next to the victim. It's getting exciting. Really exciting, guys. Oh, it's the Oh Dear Diner. It's got the symbols on it. Oh, it's got the symbols where we can get our code. We can crack our code. Here we are. Here's an Oh Dear Diner menu. All day breakfast. Pancakes $5.99. Fawntastic burgers. Delicious drinks. Right, so this was found in the dumpster next to the victim. Why would they leave an Oh Dear Diner menu next to the victim? In a dumpster. I wonder if there's any hidden notes in the post-it notes. Or was that just being silly? Found in dumpster next to Percy Wolf. I need to check this. All right. Nothing in there. Nothing on there, sorry. So, let's get our code. All right, so I need my notebook so we can decipher the code. This is going to be actually a long process, I think. Is it blocks of 3 like this? 1, 2, 3. Oh well, let's get cracking then. All right, so we've got a symbol here. This is 9, and 9 on there is I. Shall I just let's do one here, shall I? He's in the book, I think. That's 2, so 8. A little bit strange, isn't it? Right, the first group of letters was I, H, C, A. That's what the first group of letters was. Maybe there'll be a way to crack this, but we'll decipher all these first. All right, and that's the last one. This one here. No, I don't know what the relevance of that is, but we've deciphered. But we need to now kind of work out what this all means. There's a hidden message in there somewhere. Okay, well, let's put this back for a minute. So those symbols were found inside the car key, which you'll remember we took apart because we found arrows and stuff on it. Yeah, so this was found in the dumpster next to Percy Wolf, but I'll put that there and possibly put that up there. That'll do for now. Up there. Oh dear. Right, let's get to the next one. That was quite interesting. But at least we've done that for later. So we can just refer back to that code if we find anything else then. So that's done. Okay, look. We've got the dictaphone. This is quite cool, you know. This dictaphone. It's got some weight to it, mind. Come on. Focus. There you go. It's got some weight to it. Folder. It's got full battery, which is good. Maybe I'll turn the volume right up so we can listen to it together. Folder. Local folder. Empty. Recording 1. Okay, here we go.
My phone's out of battery, and I have just realized I left my power bank charging at the hotel. Well, good job I brought my dictaphone to make my last will and testament. This is a great spot I found to camp for the night, though. Shame I couldn't spot the orange-crowned warbler in the end. Only house finches and rock pigeons. Even a Canadian goose would have been nice. I blame that drunk loser for scaring him off earlier. He might have an accident with that axe he was carrying. I mean, drinking and logging is not the safest combination. Wonderful view of Cauldron Lake, though. Oh, over there, the grass bank's all sodden. Flooding? What happened to the drainage? It hasn't rained. Maybe there's a blockage somewhere around the outflow. I'll go take a look. Over and out. I've left my kit at base camp, put on my gumboots, and come down to the verge to explore. It was a nice half-hour walk, and I even managed to see some columbine on my journey. Damn shame I can't see anything on Cauldron Lake from here, though, with that fence in the way. It didn't look as obstructive from the mountainside. I mean, I'll have to think of something else to do tomorrow. I didn't realize it was this big. My bird's eye view of waterfowl will have to do. I haven't found any kind of blockage around here yet anyway. I think the outflow goes under Mirror Peak? I'm sure it does. It must go from the lake down this stream ahead and join the river by the southeast cliffs. Oh, maybe something on the other side of the peak has... What the hell was that noise? Oh no. Oh, I feel stuck. Oh, the water's rising up around my feet. Oh, damn it. Damn it. I hope it is not drunk guy again. I better grab my pocket knife. And my flashlight too. The sun only started to set a little while ago, but it's only mid-afternoon. Why is it so cold? Huh? There's that noise again. I don't like this. I'm going back to camp. Why is it so quiet? It's getting darker, but I should still be able to hear some birds chirping. Oh no, my gumboots are filling with water. What is happening? The water level's getting higher, but I'm not walking out into the lake. Am I? Oh no. Am I lost? Am I? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Help! Help! Ah! There's no way that's human. Help! 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 Oh God. Oh God. Is that guy again? Is he coming this way? No. No, 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 no. I can't even walk properly. No. 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 I don't want help from you. Go away. What do you want? Leave me alone. Just whatever you want. Leave me alone.
Yeah, so that was all three of them. Wow, okay. So he was checking the water level or something, which is quite interesting. What did you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments, because that is very interesting. So we've got that dictaphone was there found in the dumpster along with the Oh Dear Diner menu. He said, "I don't want your help," and then he got attacked. But he was investigating the fact that the ground was like sodden. And I wouldn't be investigating any sodden ground, I'll tell you that now. Let's look in here before we go into the case file. We'll look at what's in the box. So we've got like a strap. So this was also found in the dumpster. So everything's been found in the dumpster next to the victim so far. So we'll have a look and see if we've got any marks on here or anything. We've just got appears we've just kind of got like black marks on it. Nothing on the buckle. What could that be then? Do you reckon he's gonna be wearing it in his picture? He also mentioned he thought someone scared off the birds. I think he was bird watching, and he scared off the birds, and he was carrying an axe. I'm assuming he's referring to the Taken, which were the shadowy people in Alan Wake. Right, so this is Percy Wolfe. All right, so we got Percy Wolfe. This is the guy that's found in the dumpster. All right, I'll put his picture there. We've got crime scene photos. I'll put them out so you can see them again. Let's just scan these actually first and see if we've got anything on there. All right, so that's number one. I know what they're like. They'll hide something on the photos or something. So here we go. Right, we got crime scene 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So the first one, it looks like a carcass of some sort. Second one is the victim's body, I guess. The dumpster. That's the first one, sorry. And the third one. So what's that? Percy's lunchbox. What is that? It's like a yellow box. Alright, we will need to put these somewhere. So I guess Percy can go down there. We don't know where he was found yet. Construction site dumpster in 2023. So he's literally just been found. Percy. Crime scene number 2. Need some more tacks. 3. There we are. Trying to pull that so you can see a little bit better. Oh, that'll do. Okay, cool. So we have got more documentation. So we've got the victim profile here. Right, so Percy Wolfe, no middle name, 67 years old. Well, he could have had a mobile phone anyway. He was a tackle shop owner. Loss of blood from stabbing and organ removal. So, did Thingy have organ removal? Ted didn't have any organs removed. Wendy did. So let's make a note of that. Wendy, organs removed. Ted, no organs removed. Percy, organs removed. So only 2 of them had organs removed. Large chest cavity, heart missing. What was Wendy missing? Left lung, heart and liver. Wendy, left lung, heart and liver. And just his heart missing. Strap marks on the wrists. A strap? Significant bruising and bloating. Dumpster on the outskirts of Bright Falls. He went missing in 2010, as usual with everyone else. Wolf's body was found in a construction site dumpster in 2023. Corpse has bruising resembling text. Corpse has bruising resembling text. Interesting. Let's look at the autopsy report. Wolf's torso has a large open wound from the base of the throat, ending mid-stomach. Piercing trauma suggests Wolf was stabbed and cut open with the same weapon used to cut out the heart. We found deep strap marks on Wolf's wrists and text-like bruising on his skin, illegible marks that resemble words. Wolf's body is bloated, consistent with spending significant time underwater, yet there's no evidence of the body being submerged, no water in the lungs. So this was as well ruled a homicide, violent death. So you can see, look, there's the marks there, look, on the right and left shoulders. It's interesting. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything. This is his missing poster. There you are, missing. Now we've got to try and piece all this together. So he was found in a dumpster outside Night Falls, Bright Falls. I'll need the victim profile up there. All right, cool. That's our case board. I need to find out and crack whatever this code is. But I'm a bit of a loss with what we've got. How to do that. And obviously they're linked for the fact that this car key here, inside it, in here, contained evidence, this, pertained to the codes that were found on the menu. And I'm guessing the codes on the menu were found on Ted's body. Not Ted, Percy's body. From the autopsy reports, Ted and Wendy don't have markings on them, but only Wendy's and Percy's organs were removed. I'm trying to think what the link is between why Wendy and Ted's... I keep calling him Ted. Wendy and Percy's organs were removed, yet Ted's is a little bit different because Ted was in the lake, but he was later removed from the lake and then buried in the watery woods. Again, I can't think what the correlation might be between these three victims. Have I missed something in the evidence? I mean, I can scan things to find out and have a little look. We found that says the key is the key. We've obviously got our code here, box which we've opened. I checked the diner menu to see if there were any marks on the back of that, and there's nothing. But I'm beginning to think even more strongly now that it's a cult, and the occult mask. So yeah, okay. We need to try and work out what this code is. We know that Percy was found in a dumpster just outside of Bright Falls, so I guess we can sort of give him a bit of red string to signify, final resting place of Percy Wolf. There we are, look. Percy was found somewhere there. I'll try and work out the correlation now. I think maybe I might have done this wrong. Hang on. Now, potentially, I'm thinking that maybe it's a little bit more complex than just kind of like matching the numbers to that. So it's definitely a message. So I'm thinking maybe I have to, on these bits here, I'm thinking maybe I have to like add up the numerical values of each line. I'll do that. See if that works. So 9, that would be 983, which equals 20. And that's 1. That would be A. 6, 3, and 2 is 11. What's 11? Okay, I think we've cracked it. 4015 E, take. Oh, here we go. I think we're doing it, guys. We're doing it. Take. So So take heart. Oh, here we go. We're getting there. Take heart Romkey. Take heart Romkey. Ah, that last one's rookie. That's supposed to be a 15. Take heart rookie. Oh my gosh. Take heart rookie is the code. I'll write this on here. Code equals take heart Who's been calling us rookie? Stacy Marrow. Is she dodgy? He said I've been chosen. Here you are, look. You were chosen. So yeah, oh guys, what do you think about that? Ooh, that's big stuff. So that would crack that code. I don't know what else I need to investigate, but I'm guessing that Supervisory Special Agent Stacy Marrow isn't everything she says she is or claims to be. I'm going to send an email to the subject header to the email on the letter, which is Take Heart Rookie, and see what happens. Do you reckon I'll get an out of office? I wonder if that's going to unearth anything. Very interesting. Maybe she'll send some really cool evidence over email. Who knows? All right, guys, so it's been about 5 or 6 hours, but we have finally got a response from that email address. It's from Stacy Marrow. It says, there's been another murder in Bright Falls. The victim is a male who's reported missing in 2010, a local in his 60s named Percy Wolf, of which we already know. We're hoping to keep the news quiet until we could investigate further, but the authorities in the area seem to have panicked on Wolf's discovery, as the press were at the scene when the forensics team arrived. Take note, Bright Falls Sheriff's Department can panic during cases like this, and the press pick up on it pretty quickly. This is why the FBI exists. It may be their jurisdiction, but this is our case and not theirs. Attached to this email is an article from the town's local paper, the Bright Falls Record, that focuses on Wolf's murder and provides further details. Expect a case file to arrive at your desk with further information too. I think we've got that already. Due to the timing of Wolf's disappearance, there may be links between his murder and the 2 cold cases that you're currently working on. Study the file carefully for any clues that may come to light. Keep looking. If you discover any evidence after receiving the 3rd case file, send your findings to this email address as soon as possible. Sincerely yours, Supervisory Special Agent Stacy Mara. So the article in question is here. It's from the Bright Falls Record. Missing man found murdered in dumpster. Now this does give us a little bit more information. Not that much more, but it does give us a little bit more. Missing tackle shop owner Percy Wolf's body was found in a dumpster at a construction site outside Bright Falls over the weekend. Bright Falls Sheriff's Department has confirmed that a murder inquiry is now underway. Police recovered the body of the 67-year-old on Saturday morning from the construction site. Mr. Wolf hasn't been seen for 13 years and was first reported as missing in 2010. A worker at the construction site who wished not to be named described the discovery of Mr. Wolf's body to the Record. I heard a blood-curdling scream from where we dump our trash and raced over, they said. The foreman found him and he was in a real state of distress. He's a tough guy, but I've never seen him like that. I didn't look myself. From what he'd said and the reaction of the police when they arrived, it sounded like they left him in a really bad way, the poor guy. Okay. Percy Wolf owned Bright Falls Tackle Shop, which we're already aware of, but was reported missing in 2010 after it failed to open for 2 weeks. Me and some of the other regulars assumed he'd gone on a vacation or something, but the doors never opened again. Local resident Aaron Stone told us Percy was lonely like that, a bit eccentric, wouldn't open up and tell you how he was really feeling. He'd often go fishing alone on Cauldron Lake, or on long rambles through the woods and mountainside, Mr. Stone added. It could get a bit annoying, sometimes I'd need bait and the store would be closed, so it being shut for a while didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary. Mr. Stone revealed his sadness at learning of Mr. Wolf's death, adding, I'll miss him, it was a great shock. He could get wild sometimes and call people names. It was a hoot to watch, but nowhere near as fun being on the receiving end. Nobody deserves to die like that. Bright Falls Sheriff's Department was quick to attract criticism for not responding to requests for further information. Sheriff Timothy Breaker cited the ongoing investigation in the case and would not elaborate further. Sheriff Breaker has also appealed for anybody with any information on Percy Wolf or the circumstances surrounding his disappearance to come forward. Obviously, Sheriff Sarah Breaker was the sheriff. back in 2010. And I wonder who Timothy is. Did she have a kid or something? Son? Brother? I know her father, Frank Breaker, was an FBC agent working for the Bureau of Control. So while I was waiting for that email to come in, I made some other notes. So I'm trying to think, what is the link between Ted Lane and Wendy Davis's deaths? Now, the only link that I can think of is that Wendy was found in Cauldron Lake and Ted was initially in Cauldron Lake, but he was removed from Cauldron Lake and he was buried in Watery Woods. Links between Percy and Ted are they both like fishing and hunting, and Wendy loved her garden and gardening and stuff like that, and she was a leader of the Deer Scouts, is it? All the victims were... No, was Wendy stabbed? No, Wendy wasn't even stabbed. Wendy was drowned. Ted was drowned. Wendy was drowned. But Ted was stabbed multiple times. Percy was stabbed, but only Wendy and Percy had their organs removed. But Ted didn't have any of his organs removed, which is a little bit confusing. Ted went missing in 2010, was found in 2012. Wendy went missing in 2010, was found in 2018. And Percy went missing in 2010 and has been found in 2023 recently. The bird watcher went missing in 2023 and he hasn't been found. And he got attacked by something in the woods, as we heard. All the victims seem to have been attacked near to Cauldron Lake. Obviously, as you know from Alan Wake 1, Cauldron Lake was a big reason for everything that happened in that game. Percy and the Birdwatcher both explored the base of Mirror Peak. There might be a correlation there, something happening around Mirror Peak. Percy's body was bloated too, meaning his body was likely moved prior to being found, same as Ted Lane. The code solution was found in the key on the bed of Cauldron Lake, and that key belonged to Wendy, and the code showed up on all of the bodies. Obviously, in Stacey's email, it did say these two are obviously cold cases. The Bright Falls Sheriff Department didn't know how to, I guess, solve it. And Percy showing up has basically reignited these two cases, and we've got to find a link between these two and there. So, yeah, I mean, they're all from Bright Falls. I want to know what this yellow box is here. But these symbols ended up on here and were found in 2023. But this was found back in 2018, wasn't it? She was missing for 8 years, and that key was hers and had obviously been on the bottom of the Cauldron Lake since around 2010. That means that these are all linked through these symbols. I think. I guess I'll just email the evidence that I found over to that email address, Stacey, and see if I get anything, anything interesting back. But that's all I can think of. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get any more deliveries. I think this is it for the evidence. But I've scanned everything, 3 or 4 times each to see if I've missed anything. My brain's gone to mush. I can't think. This was obviously used to tie the wrists of, I guess, someone or other. Like, what's it covered in? And why is it, like, frayed? It's got dry blood on it, but... So this was used to tie the hands, obviously, but... It was found with him. It's quite difficult, Why do they stick him in a dumpster for people to find? Is it to reignite a dead case and to get the FBI involved so they would go to Bright Falls? It's like a way to lure them there. I have no idea. Absolutely, stumped now. Unless I receive something else. I think I've got everything out of this case that I can get. I'm just re-examining Ted's evidence just to see if there is anything concrete that I've kind of missed. But one thing that's being kind of like communicated is that Bright Falls Sheriff's Department seems to be very unwilling to investigate these things, because they obviously know what's going on. The lake is a place of power. Sarah Breaker definitely knew that, and I guess the town kind of does too. But my kind of interest is where Alan Wake comes into all of this, because he's obviously still in the dark place, and what this has to do with Alan Wake. All right, guys. So it's actually been a couple of days. I had to, for my own sanity, take a couple of days off this and just work out where we are, because I had so much stuff going on in my brain that it was completely frazzled. So I've been trying to link and I've been trying to correlate things. It's been that long, I've kind of forgotten what we last discussed. But I was wondering, what's the correlation with Ted Lane? Obviously, Wendy Davis and Percy Wolfe had their hearts removed in some sort of ritualistic killing, which was carried out by the Deer Mask cult of the tree. The dictaphone, the guy on the dictaphone in Cauldron Lake, was by Cauldron Lake and said it had been cordoned off. So that indicates that maybe the FBC, or the Federal Bureau of Control, had cordoned it off. Again, what the links are. I don't know what this picture is. I don't know whether it's Percy Wolf's chest. I don't know whether it's an animal carcass. I can't really tell. Wolf's body in the dumpster, and then Wolf's tackle box is here, the yellow box. Up here for Ted, we've got strap marks. Right, and this is where I made another correlation. I was wondering, what on earth was this yellow strap about? The yellow strap was found next to Percy Wolf. He'd had his wrists tied with this. Now, this is a hunter's strap used to secure cargo and things like that as well. But hunters use these, I believe. And this, I think, belonged to Ted, because on his missing persons poster, it said that Ted was wearing his hunting gear when he went missing. Also, Ted's wrists, it said significant bruising on wrists. And I think that Ted was tied to something when he was attacked. I think Ted was tied to a tree with this. And then his wrists were bound with it. And they threw him in Cauldron Lake. But then they went in to get him and take him out because they wanted this back. I'm not sure why they'd want this back. But anyway, they took him out of the lake. They buried him in the woods. And that's when he got found by a dog walker. But they later used this to bind the wrists of Percy Wolf, who also had bruising on his wrists. Now, that's the second correlation. The first is the hearts. They both got hearts missing. And then he's linked to this one because of this. But I do not know what's linking all three of them. Now, I did have another look at the, you remember we scanned the QR code on the back of this? We scanned the QR code. Now, I did see something during editing of one of the previous sections that I filmed. I'm trying to scrub through so you can potentially see what I found. Also, before I show you this here, right? This guy looks like some bald guy, right? And we'll get to that. What I believe is happening. This guy had his heart removed, but I don't think it's either Percy Wolf or Ted Lane. It's definitely a bloke. No, I can't see it on this video, but I did take a screenshot of it, so I'll show you that now. This here, you can see that showed up in the video at the bottom corner. In the bottom corner of the video, there's like an A here and a W. So that for me is Alan Wake. That's a sign from Alan Wake. I think that Alan Wake maybe sent this letter. It's an interesting theory, interesting thought. That's mad, isn't it? Okay, right, anyway. All right, so there are more correlations. They didn't find Wendy Davis's car. Now, I did email the federal branch of investigation, but I kind of always gone quiet, really. So I'm a little bit at a loss now to what that... They basically... Okay, so I'll show you the exchange that we had. So I showed you the breaking news, the news thing that they sent me, and I said back, ritualistic killings carried out by the cult of the tree, Deer Mask is worn by their members. The cases are linked through the car key belonging to Wendy Davis, recovered from the bed of Cauldron Lake, having symbols hidden on a piece of paper matching symbols found on the bodies and the Oh Dear diner menu. The link is all victims went missing in 2010, assumed to be around the same time prior to Deerfest. This is also linked to the recent disappearance of the bird watcher, who was likely attacked by a cultist, judging by the voice recordings. Only anomaly is that Ted Lane was the only victim not to have had his organs removed and was moved from Cauldron Lake to Watery Woods. The link to the cult of the tree is that their symbol is 2 triangles, which means that they communicate using these symbols as a code. But obviously we've now correlated that the Ted strap was used on Ted and Percy. So they emailed back saying, thank you for your conclusions regarding the murders. After reviewing your submission, the branch feels that you may be onto something with the hearts missing from the bodies of Wendy Davis and Percy Wolf, but the other evidence you submitted doesn't correlate with the lead and isn't conclusive enough to warrant further investigation with additional units. Keep going and studying the information available to you, rookie. We feel like you're on the right path. Contact me again should any new evidence come to light. Right, and then by that point after this email, I'd found the strap correlation. So I'm going to read what I sent. Okay, I'm submitting this as I'm all out of options. Scanned everything twice, front and back. This is all I've got. Anything further than that, then I'm out of ideas. Ted Lane was attacked whilst out hunting with his friend Jay, hunting a stag for Deerfest. They got separated. Ted appears to have been tied to something using the yellow strap which formed part of his hunting gear, and this also led to the bruising on Ted's wrists. He was stabbed in a frenzy and drowned in Cauldron Lake on September 2010. At some point was taken out of Cauldron Lake and the yellow strap was removed from Ted's wrists. He was found buried in a shallow grave by Dogwater in Watery Woods in 2012. Ted did not have his heart removed, unlike the other two victims, but his body, according to the FBI letter attached to the evidence, featured strange symbols. Wendy Davis started to act differently before she went missing in 2010 whilst wearing a white nightgown. Reported missing by husband Gil Davis, who was only recently found not guilty of her murder. She was found floating in Cauldron Lake in 2018. Her heart was missing. This, I believe, was a ritual killing and not a drowning. The heart was taken and animals devoured the lungs and the liver. On the bed of Cauldron Lake was Wendy's car key, which featured an Oh Dear Diner keyring, suggesting that she visited the diner in Bright Falls prior to her going crazy. Inside the car key was a piece of paper containing cult symbols used by the cult of the tree. It's possible Wendy was having visions and hallucinations, although it's not clear what caused this. Wendy's body also had strange symbols on it. Percy Wolf, he owned the tackle shop in Bright Falls, sometimes would go fishing or hiking for days around Mirror Peak, but would not open his store as a result, so locals thought him being away for a few days was not unusual. Percy was killed and had his heart removed, same as Wendy, and had strange symbols on his body too. As well as that, Percy Wolf appears to have had his wrists tied similarly to Ted Lane. It's entirely possible that was with the very same strap that was used to tie up Ted Lane, hence why the strap was found in a lockbox near to Wolf's body. The Oh Dear Diner menu featured symbols written on it, which when using the piece of paper inside of it, translated to Take Heart Rookie. I think this implicates the cult, with all these being killings of a ritualistic nature, with the latest victim being the Birdwatcher. Anything that's connected outside this, I don't have any further evidence to study in order to obtain a clearer connection to the victims. And they responded, Rookie, thank you for sending your conclusions regarding the murders of Ted Lane, Wendy Davis and Percy Wolf to us. After reviewing your submission, the branch is impressed that you've managed to link the visible bruising on the wrists of Ted Lane and Percy Wolf and the hearts missing from the bodies of Wendy Davis and Percy Wolf together, but there's still something missing that just doesn't add up. Without that last clue that links it all together, we're unable to send additional units to investigate further. We feel that there's one piece of the puzzle left to find, but aren't sure what it could be on our end. It must be somewhere in the evidence available to you. Contact me again if you crack the case. If you require a fresh perspective to assist you in connecting the clues between the Bright Falls murders, then email me with the subject line Bright Falls Help. I did so, but no response. So yeah, that's it. That's it for the pre-recorded section of this. Again, a massive thank you to Epic Games for allowing me to do this and for sponsoring this video. Remember, if you want to pre-order Alan Wake 2, my creator code is down there. You can go to the Epic Games store and pre-order it for yourself. And that is that. So that's the kind of the pre-recorded, MacGuffin that I did last week. It was definitely last weekend. So we've got a lot of stuff we can dissect. You guys have been getting involved in the chat, which is really cool. So we're going to answer a few questions, look at some theories, and discuss what's kind of going on. Now, since I recorded that, I remembered a third thing that may link up. So you remember with the dictaphone. So I've got another cam down here, so you guys can see some evidence if you want to see other things and you want to look at some evidence that we've got on the board here. You can look at it as well. So we've got the voice recorder here. Now the voice recorder with the Birdwatcher mentioned that he was staying at a hotel. Now I believe the hotel to have been Cauldron Lake Hotel. This is a hotel here. And they ended up, the Birdwatcher ended up, I think, because he said about the inlet, and I think he ended up round here. So I think he might have got murdered round here. So yeah, I think the third one is the correlation that they all all got murdered or went missing around Cauldron Lake. So I think that's going to be interesting. So I've got a couple of notes as well. So Wendy and Percy both had their hearts removed, as we know, but the anomaly was that Ted did not. Ted didn't have his heart removed, which is a bit strange. We've linked the strap from Ted to Percy, and the fact that I believe that the strap belonged to Ted and he was taken out of the water. They got the strap back. I don't know why they wanted it again. They buried him in the woods, which is why he was moved, and then they tied up Percy with it, and that's why. That's why he was dumped in the construction site. I don't know why they dumped him there. Whether they're trying to like reignite a case to get FBI to go to Bright Falls. The number 348 for the lockbox was attached to the same article that was about Ted Lane. Ted Lane. And it was the code for the lockbox found next to Percy Wolf. So that's another way they're linked as well. But in terms of the links, that's all I can think of. Now, someone did mention it in the chat, but I think it was Tony Boy mentioned that Timothy Breaker is indeed Sarah Breaker's cousin. And those of you that know will know that Frank Breaker, Sarah's father, was an FBC agent in the 70s. And some of you who played Alan Wake 1 will remember that Barry Wheeler, Alan's agent, when Alan and Sarah went out to fight the Taken and get to the helicopter, Barry was ringing all these people and he rang Frank. And there's a note in control that refers to that exact situation. So Frank Baker receiving a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's agent, saying, what was the code? I can't remember the code word. I can't remember. Someone who's played it recently will be able to tell me. But yeah, anyway, so let's look at some... also, the bald guy. Now, this is interesting. So the bald guy is... I think, hang on. Try and get the key light out of the way. I think it's this guy. Hang on. There. It's this guy. Right? And that is Robert Nightingale. So they changed the way Robert Nightingale looked, right? And I think that's Robert Nightingale. So the guy in the video is Robert Nightingale. And obviously the guy in the video has had his chest opened and his heart removed. So it's safe to say that Robert Nightingale, after he was taken by the darkness, had his heart removed and he's now dead. And I do believe that's one of the reasons... that's one of the reasons why... Saga Anderson is going to Bright Falls as well, is to find out what happened to Robert Nightingale, who is obviously an FBI agent. So that's the theory for who the bald guy is. It's Agent Nightingale, who, remember, obviously we only saw him at the end of Alan Wake 1, and he was just stood in the window with behind Rose, who would now become the Lamp Lady. Now, I think that the cult of the tree, now, I don't know that, remember in Alan Wake 1, there was a massive tree that was had been kind of struck by lightning or something, and it had been destroyed. It was like hundreds of years old. Maybe whether they worship that tree or not, or whether that's the thing of their cult, why they call themselves the cult of the tree. But I think that the cult maybe worships either Thomas Zane, who, remember, cut out Barbara Jagger's heart, or Alan Wake. They worship one of those two. Or it could be Mr. Scratch, who's Alan's, remember when he went into the dark place, they said a version of you will still be out in the kind of like, and Alice Wake saw a vision of Mr. Scratch. If you know who Mr. Scratch is anyway. But guys, is there any kind of evidence that you wanted to look at more closely? I've got a little case file here with some bits and pieces. Like we've established that the symbol here is from one of the doors in the Ocean View Motel in Control, and that was, I think, related to the AWE, the Alan Wake expansion in Control. But yeah, we did have a look at these. They're just kind of standard, advertisements. I don't think they're anything to do with the case. There was something about there's something called Coffee World. I was reading on one of the Reddits about a Coffee World, and it seems that the coffee, it comes from watery, and there's something, hence the name, there's something wrong with the water supply, and it's in the coffee, and it's something to do with the coffee. I think in the game, I don't know anything about the game story, to be honest. This investigation is the reason why Saga and Alex Casey end up going to Bright Falls to investigate these murders, because the two cases were cold cases for Wendy Davis and Ted Lane, and they're going back again to, you know, to investigate these cases. Now they're no longer cold cases because they're all linked. I think the Birdwatcher, what I said about the Birdwatcher, is the third missing link. But again, I don't know whether we've, you know, really cracked it. But I think that they are maybe the three links: the Hearts, the Strap, and the Birdwatcher. So I think they're what links everything together. Did the Cole not take his heart because he's too old? Maybe. I did think that this weird why Ted's heart wasn't taken. Maybe it would have been eaten, or it was rotten. Who knows? Maybe they'd killed him and buried. But then again, that doesn't answer the question about why his heart. You may be right. Maybe he was, you know, a bit too old. Cauldron Lake gives water, gives you insight. Has to do with the moonshine. Oh yeah, the Anderson brothers. Yeah. And they were there. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the moonshine. Yeah, because Alan drunk the moonshine, didn't he, at the Anderson farm when him and Barry got drunk, and he had a vision, didn't he? Yeah, interesting. The Anderson brothers used water from Cauldron. Yeah, they did. Yeah, so just address that. They took Percy's heart, and that guy's older than the old gods. To the cult, not tied to the darkness within the lake. Yeah, maybe that you're talking about the thing that I found, the Alan Wake symbol, could be. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I do think they were ritualistic killings, you know. Your friends will meet him when you're got. Yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of like where Mr. Scratch comes in and things like that. So yeah, guys, that's it's pretty much. Is there any evidence you wanted to see up close on the camera before I go and I end the stream? Let me know. Like someone did ask about me putting the documents in the Remedy Discord. I will ask Remedy if that's an epic, if that's something they're okay with. I don't see why it shouldn't be a problem, but I'll definitely check and keep an eye on the Remedy Discord then, and we'll have a look and you can have a look at the documents, and because I've pretty much scanned everything. So you want the autopsy reports? Right, so we've got this here is Wendy Davis's autopsy report. So what it basically says is violent death. She was a kindergarten teacher, bloating due to being submerged in Cauldron Lake for 8 years. But she was obviously found in Cauldron Lake. They didn't find her car and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, she had a heart missing. She was covered in scratch marks as well. I don't know if that's significant, but it looks like she was attacked by an animal. And that's what it says on there, that local wildlife potentially... no, so Wendy Davis didn't have bruises on her wrists. That's why I didn't link the strap to Wendy, only to Ted and Percy. So that's why I didn't attribute it to Wendy, because she didn't have the strap marks either. So yeah, it's very baffling. It's very really baffling. Hang on. And the spiral also could be like drain. What's that spiral art that has to do? Polaris. Yes. I did look it up, and someone said something about it's a door for Polaris or something. Right, so you want to look at... sure. Let's have a look at... Teddy Boy's autopsy report. So we've got Ted's here. Now, Ted's Lane's body has bruising around his wrists. Violent death, dentist, found dead. Throat and lungs contained dirt from his woodland grave. So, as you remember, he was, taken out of the lake and buried because I believe they wanted the strap from his wrists. Again, I don't know why they wanted the strap from his wrists. but maybe it's obviously a ploy to get them to open open the case again and things like that. So yeah, not too sure. Again, like I said, it's pretty complicated. There's a lot of kind of moving parts in this, and then finally I'll show you Percy's, which is here. So obviously he had the bruising on his wrists. He had an even like kind of bigger cut from his throat to his abdomen. He was bloated, consistent with spending significant time underwater. Yeah, so I mean, in terms of kind of the evidence that we found, I think that's it. Someone said about the guy from the construction site. I don't think he's involved, Mr. Stone. I think he was just working at the construction site. And the other kind of anomaly there is why was Percy put into the construction site? They want people to find these bodies, I think, don't they? So they want to reignite the case. I didn't send a picture of the strap, no, but they did respond saying the strap was conclusive evidence and the heart connection between Percy and Wendy was conclusive. But yeah, there was a third one that was missing, and I think that's the birdwatcher clue. Yeah, scratches, you're right, could indicate a fight. Quite a lot of them, isn't there? Bear claws, yeah. I mean, in the birdwatcher thing, I think on the second recording we heard a roar. I think that might have been a bear, but then the third one was the actual, I believe it was a cultist who attacked. You put on the marks on body, does it add up to it? No, I did look at that. It doesn't add up to anything. Yeah, you could be right. And there's definitely a link because, but I don't know why these three. That's the thing. I don't know why. Were they randomly selected, or, were they chosen specifically? I mean, Wendy was Deer Cub Scouts or something, Deer Scouts, a leader of the Deer Scouts. He was preparing for Deer Fest and hunting a stag. And Percy liked to fish. I can't see a deer correlation with Percy, but these two had something to do with Deer Fest or something like that. So, yeah, again, that's all I've been able to come up with. I hope it's enough to get to send them to Bright Falls to investigate further. Either way, I'm really excited for the game. I'm really excited to see whether what pops up in the game around these victims and how they connect them into the story. There's definitely a connection with deer. Yeah, like it's Deer Fest, the Oh Deer Diner, Deer Cub Scouts, Deer Fest. I mean, I thought there might be something to do with his name, Percy Wolf and Wolf and the Deer, but no, there's nothing there. But yeah, it's pretty much. I've been scratching my head for like 3 weeks with this. Yeah, I thought the reason why I thought the coffee thing was. You remember I mentioned about the coffee and Coffee World, how the coffee was making people go a little bit crazy. That's what happened to Wendy went a bit crazy before she went missing, and she had an Oh Dear Diner keyring on her car key, and I don't know whether she was at the diner before when she maybe she drank some coffee and went a little bit doolally, bit crazy. Again, and she but the thing that kind of confused me is that she had the symbols here in her car key. And she went missing in 2010, but they all went missing in 2010. And then the marks that were found on his body, the symbols were used to decipher something found on his body. So, yeah, it's weird. And his body went missing in 2010. He went missing in 2010 as well, but wasn't found until 2023 when he was moved to the dumpster. Yeah. So I think something's up with the water. I think we are going to maybe find out what that thing is with the water in Alan Wake. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited too. We are going to end the stream there. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this investigation. I've really enjoyed it, and again, I want to say a massive thank you to Epic Games and Remedy for allowing me to get stuck into this and And I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been a bit stressful, but I've had a bit of fun. It's been something different for the channel. It's been something a little bit different for me and things like that. So again, it's something different for you to watch as well, me trying to dissect this and stuff. So if you did enjoy this video, then please obviously leave a like on it. But for now, I'm going to end the stream there. But before I do, if you do want to pre-order Alan Wake for yourself, the link to it is somewhere over there in the comments. It's a pinned comment where you can go to the Epic Game Store and pre-order Alan Wake for yourselves. It's coming out on the 27th of October, and it should be a really, really good game. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.